Welcome back to Hardball. Well, President Obama's decision to release his long-form birth certificate, the original document, hasn't really stopped the noise from the right wing. Here's what Tea Party Nation founder Judson Phillips wrote just today. Quote, if the birth certificate released by the White House today offered today is a fake, then we are watching the greatest political conspiracy since Watergate. And if that's the case, forget impeachment. Joe Biden and the cabinet just need to invoke the 25th Amendment and send Obama off to a nice, quiet place where they have long white jackets and nice men and women, and the birds are chirping. That's Judson Phillips, who's head of Tea Party Nation. He joins us now. Also joining us now is Arizona State Senator Steve Smith. He's the one who co-sponsored one of Arizona's birther bills. Judson, let me ask you, are you there, Mr. Phillips? Let me ask you about your statement today. Thank you. Let's go into that statement. Explain what you mean by anything's possible. There are a lot of people with the skills to create a fake document. And you say anything's possible. It's the birth certificate. The president may well have given us a fake today. What do you make of that? Give me your thinking on that.
Hang on, you're taking it a little bit out of context here. There are some people who have already come out on the internet and said, well, this thing's a fake, and my blog
What are you saying about it?
No, I think it's genuine. I have said for a number of months before the release of the birth certificate, I thought the available evidence, such as it was, indicated he was born in Hawaii.
Well, wait a minute. Let me just read your statement today, sir. We're looking at the document, but I want to look at what you say about this. Could it be a fake? Anything is possible. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, well, hey, could it be a fake? Anything is possible. Am I going to win the lottery today? That's possible, too, but I'm not really counting on it.
Lottery is a chance. Do you think it's a fake?
No, I don't think it's
possible it's a fake. Is it possible?
No, I don't think it's a fake. That's the whole point of the blog post.
Do you think it's possible it's a fake?
No.
Well, why did you say it? You said it today.
It's a term of speech. I was discussing the issue. Okay. Some people have put it out there on the internet saying, oh, this is a fake. And I said, yeah, is it a fake? Yeah, anything is possible. If it's a fake, it's the greatest political conspiracy since Richard Nixon.
Yes, and then you went on to say there are a lot of people with the skills to create a fake document, such as a birth certificate. What did you mean by that?
Sure. Photoshop. There are people out there who can create all kinds of things like that.
Do you believe that this could have been faked, that this was Photoshopped? It didn't have...
No.
Well, why'd you say it again? Why are you playing to this point of view?
Because I was addressing an issue that was brought up.
Why are you pandering to paranoia?
I'm not pandering. Some people brought it up.
Yes, you are. You won't say... No, you were saying it could be true. Why are you... You're laughing. That's a phony laugh, sir. Why do you keep pandering to paranoia, sir? You're part of the problem in this country. Why do you keep doing this?
Well, Chris, first of all, I maintain the position I'm too young to be called sir. But beyond that, no, it's just it's just, you're right, it's a figure of speech.
Do you like it if people come up and say, you weren't an American? You think that's funny?
I'm sorry.
You think it's funny to say a person's not an American? You think that's a joke?
Depends on whether or not it's true.
Oh? Suppose it is true and you're just somebody having some fun with somebody. They walk up to you and say, hey, Judson Phillips, that's kind of a funny name where I come from. Are you really an American? I think you might not be. In fact, it's possible your birth certificate was a fake. It's possible. There are people that have the skills to create fake birth certificates. There's such a thing as Photoshopping. Do you like the sound of that when it's directed at you? Do you like that? I wouldn't.
Chris, that's got to be the most ridiculous thing I've heard today.
Well, that's why I wonder why you wrote it. You wrote it today. Let me read you again what you put out today to have fun with your crowd. Already there are stories out on the internet that the birth certificate release day is a fake. Could it be a fake? Anything's possible. And certainly there are a lot of people with the skills to create a fake document, such as a birth certificate. If the birth certificate the White House offered out today is a fake, then we're watching the greatest political conspiracy since Watergate. Why do you talk like this? Why don't you just say it's baloney and move on to the other conspiracy theories you prefer?
Chris,
it's not funny. This isn't funny.
It's the way
the rest
I write,
of the world is laughing at us.
Sorry if you don't like it.
No, it's not a question I don't like it. It's not true. That's the problem with it, sir. And by the way, I want an answer to my question of 5 minutes ago. Would you like me questioning your patriotism?
What did I say?
Okay.
I said that the birth certificate was legitimate. You keep pushing this racket of yours. I said the birth certificate was legitimate.
Oh, now, in other words, no, that's not what you said when you put out your blog. On Hardball, you're saying it. Under questioning, yes, sir, you're fine tonight. But today, when you're having fun with this, baby, you're still pushing the wagon up the hill, weren't you?
No.
Just admit it.
Chris, you read the whole blog. Take the whole thing in context.
I read the whole. I'm trying to read it. Let's go to Senator Smith. Senator Smith, do you have a problem with what the president did today?
Well, of course not. I just wish he would have done it about 2.5 years ago. You know, you got to understand. This is something that if people have been asking for
Who's been asking for it?
Well, my goodness, look at the campaign trail. This issue came up time and again during the campaign.
What kind of people were asking for it? People that would have voted for him otherwise?
Well, I think it's the same people that have been asking for it today, which prompted him to release it today.
Let me ask you this, sir. Did you ever think of voting for Barack Obama for president?
Well, being from Arizona, from my hometown, John McCain was running. To be honest with you,
do you have a problem with Barack Obama being president of the United States?
Policy-wise, of course.
No, but what as a person? Do you have a problem with a guy whose father was African being president of the United States?
No, I have a problem with his policies.
So you don't have any question. You don't have any question. You do not now, having seen the full original form of the birth document, the birth certificate, you accept the fact without any doubt, like Mr. Judson Phillip has. You don't have any doubts about this anymore.
Well, to me, it's no longer an issue per se.
No, I'm asking you, do you have any doubts? Don't give me the Latinate answer. Do you have any doubts about the man's birth as an American?
Well, I think as Judson said, and I think as others will say, there can only always be a shadow of a doubt.
Okay, I'm only able to ask you. You're the only person here, sir. In all due respect, Senator Smith, state senator from Arizona, an elected official, and I respect the fact you've run for office. It takes guts to run for office. Do you have the guts to say you believe he's a fellow American, as American as you are? There's no question about it. Can you say that?
I can say I believe it's a valid certificate, but I don't know that anybody can properly say I am 100% certain.
Okay. Do you accept Barack Obama as a fellow American, legitimately elected president, a fellow American like you, as American as you are? Do you accept that?
Well, I think after today, yes, it's finally come to light. And again, here's my only problem.
So you're just okay, no problem. So I'm making it easy for you. You accept him as a fellow American. I want to keep pushing this. If you accept him as a fellow American, you have no questions about his birth.
Well, I didn't say
yes.
I have none. Again, I don't think one could just make the blanket statement after 2 years in hiding.
So
I have zero
doubts. What are your doubts?
Well, I think you can put it, if I had to put it in an equation, I'd say there's still a good 10–20% chance. And here's why.
Do you have that chance? Why do you have that doubt?
Here's why. I mean, again, 2 years go by, and it finally comes out. But I'll rewind about 4 months ago in Hawaii when we had an elected official stand up in Hawaii and say, "I've had enough of this. I'm going to go find you his birth certificate and end this." And then weeks go by, and the media ask him, well, how'd your search go? And he says, I still haven't found it. So then he goes and looks for it and makes a big press release and says, you know what? I saw it. It's in the basement, and you can't see it, though. Now, if it were this transparent, don't you think it would have been released A, 2 years ago, and B, about 4 months ago?
Did you read the paper? Did you follow the news today? What happened today, sir, was the president had to get an exception through his lawyer. He had to go there and get an exception to Hawaiian law to have this released so he could have it photographed and sent to him, certified from the state. Obviously, he had to go around the law, get an exception as president of the United States. The officials out there said, we're releasing it to you with the exception since you're president of the United States. Abercrombie didn't have that authority to do that. The president had to ask for the exception. Do you accept that?
Well, I do, but here's a bigger problem. If this issue came up last week,
we're talking
then
about
I would
today,
say fine.
Sir.
I understand that.
Will you move on? Are you going to move on or just stick with 2 years ago?
But it's all irrelevant. It's all irrelevant. People brought up the exact same concerns 2 years ago, and if he wanted to squelch it then, he should have got released from it then.
You just can't seem to catch up. Today, the president got the Hawaiian state government, and by the way, the head of that department is a Republican appointee, appointed by the last governor. Why do you still have doubts about its authenticity as of getting it today? This is what I don't get with you people. You hang on to this like a religion. It's a cult almost. You don't want to accept 100% he's one of our fellow Americans. There's something that you have to have as a trapdoor, an escape route, you people. All of you have to have it. Somewhere when you go to bed at night, you put your head in the pillow. I can't really live with the fact he's our president, can you?
Well, Chris, let me give you this example.
So you have to change the question.
Well, no. I'm going to answer the question. Let me give you an example. If the IRS came to you and says, you know what, I don't believe you actually made the amount of money you said you did this year. I want to see your tax returns. Or let's say an accountant or somebody did. And you say, you know what, I'll get you that. And a year goes by, and they ask you again, I'll get you that. And another year goes by, I'll get you that. And then finally, you come up with it.
Senator Smith,
you would say the same thing. Well, here it is.
They weren't his records. They were the state records in Hawaii.
But
he didn't release his package of papers he had in the basement.
That's correct.
He got so why do you keep confusing the two issues?
Well, because here's the thing. If he needed a special waiver or special permission to release this, okay. All I'm saying is, Why he is the president? Why couldn't he have gotten this 2 years ago? So you and I don't have to talk about this 2 years later.
Okay, we're done. We're done. We're done. Thank you, sir. I think you still have a problem. Thank you, Mr. Phillips. You guys, I think I figured you out. You don't really like the news developing today, but thanks for coming on Hardball.
I have no problem with the news today.
Do you accept the fact he's a fellow American? Do you accept the fact he's our fellow American, the President of the United States?
Yeah, I do. I just wish he would have done this earlier. That's all.
I wish he would. Oh, no, yeah, you do too. Now, you're okay on this too now. Okay, we're making progress.
He was the president for 2 years. He could have done this 2 years ago. He had a lawyer 2 years ago.
Okay, good. Okay, thank you. I'm not going to win this argument with you guys. Up next, Revenge of the People.